Up to the 30, the 20, 10, 5. Torrey Horton back to the end zone.
48-yard play. Guess who? Body up the middle, making another move to the outside. 15, 10, end zone again.
Keeps it. Nice move by Brown. He's got space. He's got 6. 35-yard touchdown for Byron Brown. A record-setting night for the South Florida quarterback.
Down so far, a little bit of a high snap. Genty right up the middle. Genty has room. Ashton Genty, give him 6.
Second and long. Lagar tries to fit it in. Ruddles, it does. Ruddles stays up. The Suns offense 4-3 wins. Incredible effort for Ruddles.
The G5 Hive. All G5, all the time.
Welcome to the G5 Hive Live. We are excited to bring you the G5 college football coverage you love each and every week. I am Luke. I'm joined by my co-host, Justice. We're only 6 subscribers away from 500 on YouTube. So if you're watching us on X, which I see a lot of you are, head over to YouTube, hit a sub there. We would appreciate it. Again, if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're watching us on X, please give us a follow, a like, a retweet. And if you're listening to us in podcast form, please rate and review. Don't forget, the G5 Hive merchandise store is now live. Link in the YouTube comments as well as pinned on our X page and here at the bottom of the screen.
All right, next up, Conference USA championship game. We got Western Kentucky at Jacksonville State. This game is Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. What do we have for injuries in this game, Luke?
So Jacksonville State, we've got Tyler Huff with the ankle injury. They're going to keep things close to the chest. They're not going to let anything out. I don't know why you wouldn't just say that Tyler Huff's going to play so that they have to prep for Tyler Huff. And then if he's not ready, go to your back. I don't know. Just say that he's ready. He's good to go, whatever. Or you don't say anything and they prep for both. Just have him prep for one guy, then okie doke him over here. I don't get it.
Well, I think the one thing, regardless of who it is, the biggest difference between Smothers and Huff is in the passing game, right? Huff's probably a little bit more dynamic in the running game too. But whoever's back there, they're gonna want to run the ball at quarterback. So I don't think that matters as much. But the passing game definitely takes a hit if Tyler Huff's not able to play.
Western Kentucky wise, left tackle Trayvon Taylor, he was injured this last week. They also got tight end Trevor Borland back this last week. He's been out the last few weeks. If it tells you anything about what he means to this team, he was captain for the game this last week. So that kind of tells you the leadership that they've been missing the last few weeks and got back this last week.
All right, players to know. When Jacksonville State has the ball on offense, we've talked about Tyler Huff, quarterback, has had a phenomenal season for the Gamecocks. If he's not able to go, I expect it to be Logan Smothers as the quarterback. He's not nearly as good of a passer as Tyler Huff. And running back Trey Stewart. Western Kentucky was able to kind of hold him in check up until against Western Kentucky. He was 150 yards, a couple touchdowns a game for the last 3 weeks or so. Western Kentucky was kind of able to keep him in check. But he's the man at running back for the Gamecocks. And then when they do throw the ball, their leading receiver is Cam Vaughn. So when Jacksonville State has the ball, look into the Western Kentucky defense. Their leading tackler on the season had a great game against them this past week. Safety Devontae Matthews. If you're looking for havoc along that defensive line, Hosea Wheeler, he's the guy that can create pressures, create quarterback pressures, tackles for loss, havoc. They have 2 great quarterbacks, Upton Stout and Anthony Johnson Jr. They're both, great cornerbacks, and they also do well in run support, which they're going to have to do in this game. And then their number 1 linebacker is Darius Thomas. When Western Kentucky has the ball, starts with quarterback Caden Veltkamp. He came on, I don't know, after week 4 or so, after TJ Finley got injured. The big issue for Veltkamp is interceptions. Like he can play lights out. I saw it firsthand last year in the famous Toastery Bowl. He can certainly light you up. The key for him is minimizing those interceptions. Their top running back is Elijah Young. They use him in a lot of different ways. They obviously he's their leading rusher, but they also use him out of the backfield to catch passes. And then their top 2 receivers, Keyshawn Johnson, Easton Messer, and then even Dalvin Smith. That's kind of you're going to see a contrast in styles on offense. Western Kentucky, fast paced, throwing it around. Jacksonville State's gonna run the ball a lot on you, and two very contrasting styles. When Western Kentucky has the ball, Jacksonville State on defense, they're led by their 2 safeties in terms of tackles, leading the defensive tackles, Antonio Carter and Fred Perry, both two great safeties, especially in run support. If you're looking for the guys that are going to cause havoc, get pressure on Caden Veltkamp, you're going to look at Reginald Hughes and then true freshman Jawan Campbell, who we've talked about 2 or 3 times. He's won our defensive freshman of the week. He's had an impressive freshman year. Those are the 2 guys up front that Western Kentucky needs to be worried about. And then they also have another strong safety in Zachariah Poyser. Both good in run support as well as in coverage. This past week, you would have thought that based on the score and how that game went, that would have favored Jacksonville State. But Western Kentucky was able to pull it out, like Luke said, with the 4 field goals, 2 50-yarders. To me, this game really kind of hinges on the health of Tyler Huff. I think if Tyler Huff is able to go and he's and be effective, I lean Jacksonville State. But if that's not going to be the case, then I would if we know Tyler Huff's not playing and it's going to be Logan Smothers, I probably would favor Western Kentucky. The current spread is Jacksonville State minus 4.5 with the over/under set at 57.5. That seems kind of aggressive, right, for an over/under, considering they didn't come close to that this past week.
That just tells me that they expect Huff to be in there.
Certainly, they must have with that spread. With that over/under and the spread too. I think they expect Huff to be healthy. I don't know that I am as confident as the odds makers are that Huff will be healthy. It was a great game last week. I don't expect it to be any different this coming week. Trey Stewart, as we talked about, 237 carries, 1,403 yards, 20 touchdowns. Caden Veltkamp, 2,665 yards, 22 touchdowns. Contrasting styles, and should make for a great game Friday night, 7 p.m. CBS Sports.
All right, that does it. Those are our conference previews. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Come back and join us next week as we discuss what happened in all of the G5 Conference Championship games, and always bring you up to date on the latest news and happenings in the world of G5 college football. If you're watching us on X, please give us a retweet, a like, and a follow. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please subscribe. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. Again, we're only like 6 away on YouTube for subscribers to being at 500. Go out there and sub to that. We would appreciate it. And thank you all for your support. Until the next time, we are the G5 Hive.